Typically, our favorite basketball superstars are players who make the game-winning shot, block shots, and deliver dazzling dunks. But what about ball players who showcase nasty handles? Players like Jamal Crawford, Steph Curry, or Kyrie Irving often conjure up something special with silky moves that just blow your mind. I mean, these ball handlers and many others do things that force us to question how they move around the court, pass the ball, and blow by defenders. Thus, deciding who's the best ball handler in the history of the NBA is tough. And it gets harder because one of them is probably somewhere doing something out of this world. But still, we'll look at the all-time top 10 NBA players with the craziest handles in this video. So sit down and relax. Number 10, Deron Williams. This superstar had one of the best crossovers in the league's history, despite the fact that it sometimes caused him to lose some ground in the race for the best point guard. However, it appears that often people don't give D. Will the credit he deserves. He had a knack for using defenders' momentum against them. The all-star guard used the crossover and double crossover to embarrass many opponents. Often his moves were so prolific, it makes the other players shake their heads and wonder how they'll look getting crossed over on SportsCenter Top 10 that night. Number 9, Jamal Crawford. Jamal arguably possessed the NBA's best crossover, even in his old age. Players like Rudy Gay, Nando De Colo, and Ray Allen were some early casualties of Crawford's ball-handling prowess. Crawford is well recognized for his ability to inject energy off the bench with his shake-and-bake maneuvers and impressive scoring stats. The star typically ranks well on lists like these because ever since his early career with the Bulls and Knicks, he has terrorized everyone who tries to guard him on the perimeter. He seemed to bring an unguardable street style of play to the NBA. Number 8, Rajon Rondo. There is no doubt that Rajon Rondo is a top ball handler in the NBA thanks to his enormous hands, wingspan, and ingenuity. The thing is, if you don't have good bounce, you have to make up for it in other ways. And Rondo has done that with his ball handling and IQ, making him one of the best point guards in the league. The diversity of things he can do with the basketball can leave you speechless, even though he may not have the lethal crossover that other players on this list do. Rondo frequently employs a variety of techniques, including his own variation of Hakeem Olajuwon's well-known ball fake, which consistently fakes out the bigs on the other team. We also like Rondo because he's got the heart of a lion, and no moment of the 2011 playoffs showed that more than when Rondo faced the Miami Heat with a dislocated elbow and played half the game with virtually just one arm. Number 7, Steph Curry. Stephen Curry has been known to chew some NBA players up just like his mouthguard. While most people misunderstand and think he's only a shooter, he has so many performances to prove that he's much more than that. His ability to handle the ball in particular is sometimes overlooked. Still, he makes the most of his agility by consistently finding a way to open up space for himself or his teammates. Curry has been a pleasure to watch so far in his career, and the interesting thing you'll notice is that he doesn't waste a single dribble. Every bounce of the ball is with a purpose, and that purpose is to get his spots and shoot, and often he kills it. Number 6, Chris Paul. CP3 is regarded as one of the top passers in the NBA because of his awesome skill at finding the right teammate at the right moments, and with the perfect dime. Besides this, he has quick hands and excellent court vision, which all lead to a terrific feel for the game. Chris Paul has great game reading skills, which helps to explain why he has been repeatedly selected for the NBA All-Defensive Team. There's no doubting Chris Paul's ability to dribble, as he has excellent ball handling skills. This makes it easy for him to drive into the paint and pass the ball to his teammates. While most players who do this often make mistakes, he rarely makes them. It's a crucial characteristic that frequently keeps him in the conversation as one of the best point guards of all time. Number 5, Kyrie Irving. Naturally, Kyrie controls the ball like he's got it on a string. He demonstrated proficiency with a variety of dribbling techniques, including crossovers and stepbacks. He is a renowned dribbler in the NBA and one of the best, if not the best. This incredible player also gains speed and agility by adding these handles to his arsenal, which gives him a distinct advantage in one-on-one encounters. He is renowned for coming up big in close-call games. The star can quickly identify a weakness in the defense and take advantage of it to get to the rack. For Kyrie Irving, the 2012-13 NBA season was a breakthrough year as he became one of the NBA's top young players with a ball-handling ability that stood out from his peers. In the victories over the Toronto Raptors and the Charlotte Bobcats, he was just unstoppable. But what really cemented his name among the game's greatest ball handlers was his first performance in the NBA All-Star Game in 2013. Number 4, Tim Hardaway. The Golden State Warriors chose Hardaway with the 14th overall pick in the 1989 NBA Draft, but he instantly became a crucial player once he got in the league. Hardaway was named to the NBA All-Rookie First Team in his debut season and joined Mitch Richmond and Chris Mullin to form the potent trio Run TMC. You probably know him as the UTEP two-step because of the rapid crossovers, which led him to the hearts of many fans as well as many fantastic accomplishments. Like a lot of other ball handlers, Tim was a small athlete and had to make up for it with his extremely quick hands and feet. He loved to dribble behind the other player's knee and then hit him with a fierce crossover. Many ankles were never the same again after playing Tim. Number 3, Pete Maravich. Since Pete Maravich was a little kid, he has always had a propensity for sports. He was known to dribble the ball while riding his bike to school in the morning. This wicked trait got him selected by the Atlanta Hawks with the 3rd overall pick in the 1970 NBA Draft, and in no time, his appearance became unbearable to many opponents. Pistol Pete had a variety of techniques at his disposal. His crossover and jab steps undoubtedly caused the defenders to stumble. He frequently made smart plays during fast break situations because he was incredibly cunning and nimble with the ball. He is sometimes credited with inspiring Magic Johnson's showy passing. Number 2, Isaiah Thomas. Now it is true that Thomas did not create dribbling maneuvers like the behind the back or between the legs crossover. However, his shooting, dribbling, and passing style were ahead of his time. It was quite the task for opponents to steal the ball from him because he kept the ball on a string. His uncanny dribbling and overall ball handling were magnified when the Pistons first advanced to the NBA Finals in 1988. They were to play the Lakers, led by James Worthy, Magic Johnson, and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. The Pistons were up 3-2 after 5 games before Thomas injured his ankle in Game 6. And despite being injured, he played in obvious pain and managed to set an active NBA Finals record by scoring 25 points in just the 3rd quarter. Crazy, right? Number 1, Allen Iverson. Have you ever heard the phrase, "Look at the way Allen Iverson handles the ball," from critics? It was something that enabled him to defeat the GOAT, Michael Jordan. And you might also remember when Allen Iverson repeatedly clowned Jordan at the top of the key during a game in Philadelphia. He just got into the league and was already a disrespectful menace with the ball. Iverson used to clown so many people, and he broke so many ankles while he was at it. Iverson's play style and patented crossover involved a lot of hesitation and a quick step. Many NBA players thought his crossover was a blatant carry, but even if he did carry sometimes, it was still an incredible move that nobody could stop. And indeed, it was a pleasure to watch defenders fall. His victims, who frequently fractured their ankles and egos, included John Stockton, Darrell Armstrong, and even Michael Jordan. In fact, Iverson once forced Antonio Daniels on the Wizards to fall twice during the same play. Embarrassing. And let's not forget, Iverson did all this at just 6 feet tall. With his rapid movements and ability to change direction quickly, Allen is most people's best ball handler, and why people call him the answer. Do you agree? Let us know in the comments.